Lessons learned from floods so that a disaster was turned to be a blessing. This is the story of an educated middle-class man having married from a rich family and struggling to keep both ends meet with 3 school-going children. The husband bought only essentials for the house, and non-veg was a rare item in their menu. Children went to school having lunchbox with rice, sambar and 1 curry. Their classmates brought burgers, hamburgers and non-veg food for lunch. However, when guests are entertained for lunch at home, the husband brought non-veg, as well as fruits, and served lavishly to guests and family members to show that the family is wealthy. The sickening part is that once the guest left, husband instructs wife to preserve the food in such a way that it should last for several days. The wife was at a loss to understand the stingy nature of her husband and argued with him to at least buy good clothes for all and provide good lunch for children. The husband always listens patiently but replies that children get spoiled if everything is provided to fulfill their wish, and they have to learn facing hardships in life to become successful in studies and hardship. Frustrated over this, she went and presented her pathetic plight before their elderly family friend. He smiled and advised her to be contented with the peaceful family life since husband is a learned man and that his intentions are good. Frustrated all the more, she returned in a very bad mood, blaming that all males are bad to treat women of the households to surrender personal desires and had no choices in the society. One day disaster struck and devastating flood caused havoc that the family will perish. The thought of future life made her shiver that the loss due to flood may deprive them of their meager food too, due to the miserly character of the husband. The twist happened to their life when husband shifted the family to a good hotel where flood was not affected and ordered good food to be served every day during their stay there. It was a pleasant surprise for the wife, who expected the worst. One day the husband took her to a relief camp where the husband was rendering voluntary service. She met several poor neighbors and vendors of her locality and heard from them that her husband is a great man to spend a lot of money for their food and clothing as relief work. She could not believe her eyes or ears and suddenly became silent and immersed in deep thought about the strange behavior of her husband. The miserly character has disappeared and her husband became savior for many. After returning from the relief camp, the husband told the wife that worrying would not help them in any way and that once the flus is over they could recover whatever remains and shall start life afresh. If more money is required, he could arrange loan from the bank to repay from monthly salary. The wife could not bear the suspense any more and cried loudly, failing to control her emotions. She told that she is getting mad and that she fails to understand the sudden change in her husband's behavior, spending money lavishly for family as well as for relief work when they really needed to preserve every resources to tide over the crisis since flood has caused heavy damage to life and property. The husband took a heavy deep breath and slowly narrated his life story about the hardships he faced in the childhood. His father was a rich businessman and disaster struck the family when his father's shop was gutted due to fire caused by electric short circuit. Everything was destroyed in no time and fire force stood helpless to save their shop but could contain the fire from spreading to nearby shops. Since he was the eldest son, he was taken to the shop which was gutted in fire. Though he started crying along with their neighbors who consoled them, telling that it is fate that such a tragedy was struck. But my father was bold enough to tell them that it is easy to start his business soon and returned home. On arrival he explained on the future plan that they have to lead a life to survive with minimum resources. My mother took it in the right sense and told that they could manage with 2 cows and few chickens they owned by selling egg and milk. I was told to discontinue my studies to pursue SSLC later and to devote my time for distributing milk and selling eggs in the market so that my siblings could continue their studies. Once my mother cooked eggs in the pressure cooker to save time and was very sorry to find that eggs burst inside. The loss was unbearable during their financial hardship, and he understood that cooking egg in pressure cooker is disastrous. This led him to insist that pressure cooker was a luxury to his family life too, taking it seriously as a lesson learned in childhood. The miserly way of their life brought the situation under control and gradually recovered from all debts of his father and decided to start business afresh. Even at this hardship, his mother sold good milk without adding water and had not bothered to borrow anything from their neighbors. This has earned respect for his parents in the society, and soon father's business prospered. When he rejoined school in the 10th STD, he had gained maturity and confidence than his classmates and soon proved to be smart, to be good in studies and extracurricular activities. He became class leader and was selected as school leader and could pass SSLC with top marks. This confidence helped him in future studies to pass post-graduation in flying colors that fetched him highly remunerative job. This was the background for his miserly behavior and restrictions imposed on children to learn hardships in life. This made the wife very happy and tears of joy rolled down her cheeks. The story of the family help us to understand the restlessness and frustration among educated youth of today. They are never exposed to hardships in life in today's nuclear family, who leads a self-centered life, having no sympathy for the less privileged. Hardships in life helps to explore other opportunities in life to become successful. Frustration is the result of those who are not ready to face the rough side of life and are not courageous to venture into difficult tasks. Successful people acquire competency and are committed to do hard work to yield results that are reflected in their performance as achievers in the world. Be patient, and success is guaranteed for those who tries to achieve their goals through consistent efforts. Be brave and be an achiever. Thanks, JP.